Hey, this is Ali with Geek Inc. magazine. We're here at Hal-Con 2014 talking with Ross Mullan. Ross is probably best known right now for being the White Walker on Game of Thrones. Do you find it different working in London versus in North America?
Well, most of my career in North America before I moved over to the UK was in theatre, which was fantastic, very creative. I worked for a company called Odyssey Theatre in Ottawa. They were a mask theatre company, and they were amazing. And I got to really carve my teeth in my physical sort of the real physicality of the nature of my work. The UK has been really brilliant for me. I've been able to do tours that brought me all over Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. I have worked with film and television companies I never thought I would ever get a chance to work for. And I have a feeling because the city, London is, it's the center of English-speaking film, theater, and television in that neck of the world. It is the Hollywood, I think, of Europe, really. So there's a lot of opportunities there to work across the board in all different mediums. So I do switch quite a lot from theater to film to television to voiceover work there. So there's just so much work to do. So I do find it, but I only know my own experience. You talk to actors who are always saying, there's no work. But I'm thinking, I'll just do anything. But yeah, I love it over there. It's my home, though. I live there mostly because I love it, because I love London. I just fell in love with the city, and I think when you really love where you live, it's really easy to do something you love then, because you're in a happy place.
How was it to work with the Jim Henson Company? Do you have any good stories?
Wow. Well, I trained with Henson back in 1992, I think it was, or 91, when I first moved to the UK. I answered an ad in the paper that was they used to have a creature workshop in Camden, and they were looking to train up Muppeteers. And I went along, and I just thought I'll give it a go, and I trained for almost 2 months. Kevin Clash, who does the voice of Elmo, he was one of my teachers. We trained on old Fraggles. I really enjoyed the experience, but I was a young kid, I was like 22, 23 years old or something like that. And I had dreams of still wanting to be an actor. And they really wanted to, they groom you to be part of their family. And I just came clean and said, I don't know if I'll always be a puppeteer. And they said, well, you think, you have to kind of make a decision. So I didn't really revisit puppeteering again until 2006, when I went into the BBC and started working with a character called Nev on a show called Bear Behaving Badly. And that show still reruns loads in the UK. It did 4 seasons, and it was an awesome experience for me. So, yeah.
Can you walk us through a little bit of the process of becoming the White Walker?
Wow. Yes, I can. Becoming the White Walker is, 4 months prior to me even beginning to film or get anywhere near the studio, I am working with a stunt team in horseback riding lessons. So I go out, I work one-on-one with a stunt woman or man, and I learn how to ride without saddle, and they teach me all kinds of tricks and stuff and make sure I really know my ropes on the horse and how to control it. And I then go for a lot of casts, like of my body, my face, my hands, my feet, everything. And I have a lot of meetings. I have my teeth fitted. I get eyes fitted as well. Every bit of my body gets hidden. And then eventually I show up on set and we shoot. I get in at 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm 5 hours in makeup. And then at 6 o'clock in the morning when the sun comes up, that's when we start filming. That's when the job actually begins. And then I do 12 hours of filming, and then I'm out of makeup by about 8 p.m. And I have a little quick something to eat, back to the hotel, have a little short sleep, and then I'm back up at 12:30 in the morning, and I'm out the door and in the chair again at 1 a.m. One of the things that I'm lucky is I can operate on very little sleep, but it's a great team. We have a really fun time. We just, put a lot of groovy music on in the makeup room and try to enjoy ourselves. It's a lot of fun. It is. I really enjoy it.
another thing our viewers would love to hear about. Do you have any impressions from the set of Doctor Who? And do you have any? How do you enjoy working with Peter Capaldi?
Peter Capaldi is awesome. He's a really, really, I mean, you know, people say, oh, they're lovely to work with. Peter was amazing to work with. He welcomed me right away when I came onto set. He said, I'm a big fan of Game of Thrones. I can't believe I'm working with the White Walker. I was like, wow, I mean, you're Peter Capaldi. So that impressed me to no end. And Jenna is amazing too, who plays the assistant. She's really lovely. I got to work with her on the Christmas special, which was Matt's last episode. And then I got to work with her again. Everybody at Doctor Who is just really wonderful. They are a really well-oiled machine. They've been running for years. So they take care of you. The hotel is nice. The dressing room's nice. The people are nice. People are patient. That's the one thing you have to be if you're working with creatures and makeup that take a long time. And everybody's really, you know, there's no stress. And it's really lovely. And they're a wonderful creative team. And Millennium FX, who do all the creatures for that, also just brilliant people to work with and really talented.
Well, this has been a lot of fun, but I have one last question for you. Do you have a tattoo? And do you have a story behind it if you do?
I do have a tattoo. I have a little tattoo here. And that is Japanese for brave spirited. And I was in Tokyo twice in my life doing shows. And when I came back off of the tour, I'd been on the road for almost 5 years. And I wouldn't say I had a complete breakdown, but I had one of these things where I'd been traveling and touring and living out of a suitcase for so long that when I finally settled back in London, I really felt displaced. I felt really uncomfortable. And I really needed to find strength. And I was walking past a tattoo shop and I saw all these Japanese, you know, writings, and I saw one that just stood out and said brave spirited, and I went in and I said, I'd like to get this done. They said, you can book an appointment for a couple of days. We won't do anything, you know, if you just walk in off the street and you want a tattoo, we just won't do it. You got to book it, make sure you want it that, and you come back in a couple of days. So I came back and I was like, yeah, I want it. And I named my cat at the time Takao, which means nobleman. And he lived for 11 years. I loved him. And after he passed away, I vowed that I would get another tattoo underneath this one that said nobleman. So I'm still waiting to put that on. Maybe someday soon. Maybe you guys can direct me in the right direction.
We could maybe do that. What kind of cat did you have?
He was just an all black, beautiful cat with leaf green eyes. He was beautiful.
Aww. Anyway, Ross, thank you so much for talking to us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Anyway, stay tuned for more coverage of Hal-Con 2014 with Geek Inc. magazine.